What a crazy weekend it was in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix this weekend. Let's wrap it up. I just want to start with what crazy qualifying that was yesterday. I don't know exactly, but I honestly think that yesterday's qualifying was longer than the race with those 6 red flags and everything. I remember I was sitting here yesterday watching that and just going, what am I watching? This is insane. I mean, watching the best drivers in the world crash into walls about 2 times a session is insane. It was tedious, it was annoying, but you know what? It kind of also made the race today what it was, because teams had to, take some hits with tires and whatnot during qualifying. So in one way, it was nuts because it was stop, go, stop, go, stop, go a lot. But on the other hand, it gave us today's race. And it all started on the first lap with Oscar Piastri crashing into the wall by just locking up his tires. I'm sitting here going, what is going on with this guy? I noticed right off the start when he had that false start. I didn't notice the false start, but I saw him drop back to the back of the pack, and I remember saying to myself, what happened? What did he do? And then obviously, yes, like I mentioned, he, jumped the start, so he just kind of scaled back a bit, and that ended up making him, drop to the back because he stopped, and then everyone else was already going. But man, oh man, what a rough weekend it was for Oscar. I mean, crashing in Q3, and then it was a nightmare situation for him, and it was a big boost for Lando Norris. What an absolute horrible weekend it was for Oscar. And I mean, he literally came into the country of Azerbaijan just to crash twice, and that was it. It's insane. I'm sure Oscar's furious right now. He still has the championship lead, but man, oh man, I feel for the guy. What a horrible weekend for him. And with Oscar's multiple crashes, everyone was saying what a great opportunity is for Lando to get back into the championship a bit. In qualifying, they put him out on used soft tires for that final lap. That's why he was sliding everywhere, and that's why he couldn't get the best position he probably could have. And then that also hindered his race. But what really hindered his race was yet another slow stop for Lando Norris on lap 38 when he came in. He would have had a really good chance to get in front of Charles Leclerc and Liam Lawson, who were kind of battling it out at that point. And once again, the team screwed up his pit stop. You go back to the Italian Grand Prix just a few weeks ago, the exact same thing happened. And then we almost had a Hungary 2.0. It just seems like McLaren's gone back to that. We have a chance to do something here to help us out a lot, but then we screw it up. That's what I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, is that they're back to that point. They were really solid at the beginning of this year. It was no mess ups at all. Plain and simple, straight up. But now it just seems like they're getting into that strategy bit again and the pit stop bit again, where they're having trouble deciding what they really want to do and also performing that action of what they want to do. It's something to look out for here to the end of the year, how they, if they're able to recoup. But it just seems like they're kind of going back to that point, and that basically killed Lando's race. But our race winner, Max Verstappen, yet again. I mean, it was almost like the exact same thing at the Italian Grand Prix. He just took off, and we never really saw him again at all. People are going to say that's just vintage Max Verstappen, 2023 Max Verstappen, and I totally agree on that. It was one of those races where you saw him at the start, and you saw him cross the line. That's it. And what he was really able to do today was, manage the tires really well, and I'm going to get to the tires kind of at the end of this video, just on a little side note, but he managed his tires perfectly. He was able to get a perfect gap for a pit stop. I mean, the cars behind him weren't really competing with him overall, especially the Williams and the Racing Bulls as well. So you kind of really didn't have that. George Russell kind of pushed up, but at the same time, no one was able to match what Max was doing. And he was able to come home with a 2nd straight win this season. And for the first time in a very long time, there was a Williams on the podium. Carlos Sainz, are you kidding me? Fantastic work from the smooth operator himself, as he said on his radio message at the end there. What a great day for Williams. I think, like I mentioned, the qualifying was able to help them out a lot. I think they still built a car that was built for the circuit really well, down the straights to, be fast. And that's what the Williams car has been over the last couple of years. They have a driver that was able to put it in a good spot and put it out on the podium. And congratulations to them, fully deserved. Williams had that big dip in the middle of the year. and now they're kind of coming back up. So hopefully this is a good booster for them for the rest of the year, but congratulations to them. What a great weekend for the Williams squad. Now I just want to end this video off on some tire talk, because Pirelli brought a step softer tire this weekend to Baku. I wish they could go another step softer, to be honest, because a medium tire went 38 laps in a 51 lap race. That's not good enough. That's not good enough, in my opinion. Yes, you know, some teams did pit early, some teams did pit late and were able to nurse their tires, and some teams were, you know, able to get it perfectly in the middle. But for the overall sake, 38 laps is too much for a medium tire, especially a race in that distance. It's too short, in my opinion. I don't know if they were able to go steps softer. I didn't really check that, to be honest, because this is, you know, kind of right after the race. It just seems like for those types of races, they need to go the softest possible, because we can't be having teams go the entire race on a single tire, especially when they're racing other cars in dirty air. Like, look at Lando Norris. Yes, he was able to get some clean air after Charles Leclerc pit, but at the same time, that long, especially for the first bit being in that dirty air, that's too much in my opinion. And especially Max Verstappen be able to nurse his tires. What was it? I forget what lap he pitted on, but it was like in the 40s, in lap 40 to 50. So that's a very long time. Now I think he was on the hard, so that's fair to say, but even then, for a hard tire to go that long, and that, you know, I just think I think they got to kind of rethink some of these races here and say, okay, look, teams are able to go really long on one tire in this race, and our race is only 51 laps. If it's like the Canadian Grand Prix where it's 71, I think that the tire choice today would have been fine, because you probably would have had to do 2 stops. But a race like this, you need to go softer if you can. So there you have it, everyone. An exciting weekend in Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Max Verstappen victorious yet again for the 2nd straight time. And McLaren, no Constructors' Championship this weekend, but it becomes much easier in Singapore in a few weeks' time. And I'll have a reaction for that then. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And don't forget to click the bell to be notified of when I upload videos, especially ones like these that I'll be doing after every single Formula 1 race. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Peace.